Nimona the movie plot. On the subway to the market, Nimona casually eats pizza and her body transforms into a large, red gorilla. Ballister was curious. How could the little girl turn into various kinds of animals? Even Nimona could imitate any shape. Nimona changes form back to human form, and with a serious face Nimona tells the Ballister that when she was young, when she was innocent, Nimona loved to play in the forest. Following the flying birds, following the swimming fish, following the running deer, they all seemed happy together, but Nimona was always alone. It was then that Nimona heard a song calling her, and finally Nimona found a wishing well. Nimona knew that the well was not an ordinary well, because as she approached the well a magic coin appeared. Nimona held the coin, then threw it into the well and made a wish. That wish was that one day Nimona would be stuck in the subway with the knight who was tense and asked shallow questions. Nimona ends the story with a playful smile looking at the Ballister. Finally they arrived, and Nimona saw Ballister friends already waiting for their arrival. Ballister looked out and the royal knights led by Ambrose were aiming fire at them. Ambrose barged into the subway with the rest of the soldiers, but they found nothing but a large hole in the top of the train. Nimona carrying the Ballister was stranded in a dark tunnel, but not waiting long. When they came out of there they saw the servant knight who was their target. Nimona disguised herself and turned into a child to trick the maid into coming with her. Meanwhile, the Ballister has to get into a sports car display to avoid being chased by Ambrosius. The situation became serious when Ballister accidentally hit the maid. Along with Nimona, Ballister put the unconscious maid's body into the trunk of the car, and they immediately ran away from that place to avoid the shots that were directed at them. Nimona was very happy because she caught the man who was their target. The trunk of the car was opened, and the Ballister interrogated the knight's maid. Who exactly had exchanged the Ballister's knight's sword? The maid shows the video on his cell phone. He wanted to show it to the Ballister from the start. In the video, the Ballister sees a woman wearing a robe, changing Ballister's sword. Ballister fell silent, unable to believe what he had seen. The rector who had exchanged his sword, the rector who had killed the queen. Nimona finally apologizes to the knight's maid for kidnapping him. Ballister decides to meet Ambrose and will show him the video, that it was the rector who killed the queen. Nimona doesn't agree with the Ballister idea, but Nimona is forced to follow her boss. Nimona promises that if the meeting with Ambrosius doesn't go well then Nimona will make a mess.